Welcome to video 2 for order of operations for MAT021. In this video, we're going to look at examples 5 through 8. Again, we're evaluating each expression, which means we're simplifying it down to one number when possible. So looking at example 5, we have 10 minus 3 squared plus 2 times the quantity negative 3 plus 5. So with our order of operations, we need to do what's inside our parentheses first, which means we will need to do negative 3 plus 5. So we would have 10 minus 3 squared plus 2 times 2, because negative 3 plus 5 will give us 2. Next in our order of operations, we would need to do our exponent. So that would give me 10 minus 9 plus 2 times 2. Next in our order of operations would be multiplication, which would be 2 times 2. So 10 minus 9 plus 4. And then remember from our previous video, when we have addition and subtraction, we need to just go left to right. So 10 minus 9 would give us 1. 1 plus 4 would be 5. So the final answer for number 5 is 5. Looking at number 6, we have 3 plus 7 times the quantity 2 minus 5 cubed. So for this one, again, we'll need to do what's inside our parentheses first. You cannot apply the exponent until you've simplified what's inside those parentheses. Okay, so we would have 3 plus 7 times, and then 2 minus 5 would be negative 3 cubed. You also cannot add the 3 plus the 7 because that 7 next to the parentheses is multiplication, which means you would have to do any multiplication before you can do that addition. All right, but next what we're going to do is our exponent. So 3 plus 7 times negative 3 cubed would be negative 27. Now we have addition with the 3 plus 7, but we have multiplication with the 7 times negative 27. Order of operations says we do multiplication first. So we will end up with 3 plus a negative. 7 times negative 27 is a negative 189. We could simplify that. Plus a minus really just means 3 minus 189. So 3 minus 189 would be negative 186. Let's continue on to numbers 7 and 8. So looking at problem number 7, we have negative 7 minus 32 divided by 4 squared. So according to our order of operations, we need to do the exponent first. So we will need to do 4 squared first. So that will give us negative 7 minus 32 divided by 16. Now between subtraction and division, we have to do the division first. So negative 7, 32, or sorry, minus, and then 32 divided by 16 will be 2. Negative 7 minus 2 will be negative 9. So for example 7, we get negative 9. Looking at example number 8, we have some new symbols in there. Those bars, as you might want to call them, those are absolute value bars. Okay, so that means after we've simplified what's inside, we will take the absolute value of the number. Okay, You can only take the absolute value of one number, so we cannot do anything until we've simplified what's inside those absolute value bars. Okay. So let's look at that first set. So -2 minus 3 would be still an absolute value, so absolute value of -1 minus, and then we can go ahead and do the second absolute values. Go ahead and do that at the same time. 41 minus 36 will be 5. Now we did what was inside. Now we actually have to take the absolute value. So the absolute value of -1 is 1. That minus sign stays a minus sign because it's not inside an absolute value, so minus. And then the absolute value of 5 is 5. Remember, absolute value is not opposite. It is the distance from 0. So absolute values, when we take them out, will always be a positive, not the opposite. Okay? So then 1 minus 5 will give us -4 for a final answer.